In this tutorial, we're going to talk about buttons and how the various buttons are used to navigate and what the purposes are. So the first button we're going to be looking at here is the contact button. The contact button is used to access your contacts. Contacts can be prospects, they can be customers, they can be vendors, they can be friends. There's any number of uses you can use for contacts. Then we have orders. This is where all your invoice, work orders, service tickets. So anything that has to do with money will originate in the order file. And then for the inspections, if you are a user of just the inspection module, when you're here on the dashboard, all you'll see is the inspection module. But you can go directly to your inspections from this area, or you can navigate from a contact or from an order. The schedule button, the schedule, you click that and allows you to see all of your schedules for a particular day. The Smart Planner, this will take you straight to the Smart Planner and allow you to view an entire week for any one technician, or you can look at a day for multiple technicians. And we'll be covering each of these modules in detail in their own section. We've already talked about the setup section. And the sync button here is for a service that we offer called FX Connect. This service is for those who have PCs in the field or Macs that are synchronizing through our FX Connect service. This is where you are not connected in real time, but where you are synchronizing whenever you have access to the internet. And the inbox is also part of that. The logout button, you click this when you want to log out of the software or need to log in as a different user. And the other buttons on the screen, we have the forward and back buttons, and these allow you to navigate through the calendar versus just coming in here and say clicking on that particular day. So you can navigate either way. Those are all the buttons on the dashboard. Now we'll go into the contacts. And here we're presented with some different buttons. Obviously the dashboard, so you can return back to the dash. The Find button. The Find is what you used in order to search and locate any kind of information. You click the Find button one time. That puts you into the Find mode, which is identified by the magnifying glass here. And any field that is able to be searched will have the magnifying glass visible. So Find is a very powerful feature. So any field that's searchable, you can put a value in it and perform a search. So let's say that we wanted to find everyone with the last name of Smith. We just type Smith into that field, hit the Find button or the Enter key, and we search the entire database of 28,000 records here, and we have 52 records. And another of the buttons up here is the List button, so we can click on List. And that would list all the individual Smiths that you have in your database, and you can navigate to any one just by clicking somewhere here in this list. So that's your Find button. We'll be talking about Find more. The New button is pretty obvious. Whenever you click this, it's going to create a new contact. We just showed you the List button. So the next button is Orders, and it'll take you to the order table. And these other buttons are navigation buttons. So if we're looking that into our list of Smiths, if we're in the list mode, you can see the little black line over here to the left. That is the first record. And if I went to the next record, you can see it move forward, so forth. And then I hit the previous button, and you can see it going backwards. Or I go to the last button, and it goes down to the very last record. So we're on record number 52 of 52 records right here. So if I click on this, it'll take me back to that particular contact's record. That's the navigation button. The print button is pretty obvious. That's what you click if you wanted to print a page, or if you wanted to see what it's going to look like, you click to preview. So click on this, and you'll see this is what the page would look like if it was printed. You click on the Continue button over here to go back to your browse mode. And if you want to see the schedule for today, you would click that to see a list of your technicians' daily schedules. The Value List button allows you to customize the software to fit your individual needs. So if I click the value list button here on our contact page, we'll see all the fields associated with that page. So if you wanted to list zip codes, so if I added a lead source, and let's say one of my lead source was a referral, I can add that to the list. Then maybe I had yellow pages, and I had a TV ad, and let's say that I had a mailing. By putting those in there, you'd be able to come to the lead source, select this in the drop-down list, and be able to keep track of where your leads came from. Using the find function, that would allow you to come in and be able to find all of the leads that came from one particular source. So that value list button is your friend. It allows you to go in and to edit all of the different value list count types, contact types, the status, QuickBooks tax rates, and a large number, which you can just scroll across the page and you can see we have plenty of value lists that can be adjusted. The return button, that brings us back here. Also on the page, we have the Smart Planner button, which takes you to the Smart Planner. It allows you to see an entire week for any one inspector, or you can see all your inspectors for one day as a specific group. And here we have the Map button. Map button is very handy. It allows you to create a map to that location, and you have the option of getting the map or getting turn-by-turn directions. So I'm just going to click on Map, and you see it comes up with the location here for your property, and if you want to get directions, you can also get turn-by-turn directions. The other button here is Super Pages. This is a very handy button. We click it, and you'll see it brings up the customer's name and address if they're in the phone book. And another handy feature of Super Pages is the ability to do reverse phone lookup. So if you have a phone number, you can use the reverse phone lookup tab, enter the phone number, click Find, and you see we actually bring up looks like the husband and the wife here for this property. This feature is particularly helpful when someone calls and wants to schedule a service, but you really don't know where they're located. But if you know the phone number, you can get an idea before you call them back. And also on our contact page, we have the email button. If you have an email address present in that field, you simply click the email button. And we have an email form built inside of SmartPest that allows you to create an email. We have an entire tutorial devoted to emails. And then this button right here is used if we have a web page for a client. You can click on that button and it takes you to their web page. And this arrow is another button that allows you to take any information that's entered on the left side of the page for billing. When your service address is the same, you simply click that button and it'll automatically move all your billing information to the service address side. Another button you see on both the billing side and the service side is this little gray button. This button is used to call via Skype. So if you have a Skype account, you simply click this button, brings up Skype, and you can see it's connecting and dial in that number, and you can use a headset or speak right over your computer. At the current time, the rate for using Skype is $2.99 a month for unlimited outbound calling anywhere in the United States or Canada. And the final button on this page we're going to talk about is the Google Earth button. You click the Google Earth button. It copies this address into the clipboard, and you're prompted here just to paste this into the Fly To section. So if I click Continue, Google Earth is launched, and you can paste that address and click the Find button. And that just that easy, you're taken right to an aerial view of your customer's location. A very handy feature for your office personnel who are creating routes or your service personnel. And we'll be talking about the other buttons here on the page in the Billing and Contacts section. And if we go to Orders, you'll see we have the very same buttons at the top of the page. And on this page we have a few more buttons. We can use a button to create an account. If you just manually entered information into a ticket and you wanted to create a customer record, you click that button and it would create it from the bill-to information. You can assign a ticket to another account, and you can use this button. It's the same as the arrow to move all the information from the bill-to side to the service location side. We also have Skype and Yahoo Maps buttons, email buttons, the same print, preview, technician schedule, value list, FX Connect. We refer to the QuickBooks button in the QuickBooks tutorial. And then we have navigation to service tickets, work orders, invoices, and our payments, to graphs, bait stations, guarantee forms. We can use this button to create a renewal from this ticket, our photo manager, our inspection reports, Smart Planner, and the email button here allows you to send all the service information that's on this ticket to your technician. This would be particularly handy if you're using smartphones in the field for your technicians. And the last two buttons are the start and the stop times. You would use these if you were using this particular form on a laptop in the field. So this concludes our tutorial on buttons.